So if you've ever played Roblox at all, you know that one of its main features is its copies. And Predator, these copies can sometimes be really good. Maybe because they branch out and put their own spin on the original game's format, or maybe they fix the development and game issues the original game has, or maybe they're just easier and more casual. But you probably also know that 90% of them suck. Aftermath is unfortunately part of the 90%. Aftermath is a copy of Dayz. In both games, you spawn on a zombie-infested island, find resources, and most importantly, you fight other players. Aftermath is only 200 Robux, which is a pretty cheap price if you're willing to give money to the Roblox Corporation.
How do you think of the problem of predators on Roblox?
We think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well.
But is it worth it for that moral and very small financial price? No, not right now at least. I'm gonna go through the things wrong with this game and how the developers could fix them. Starting with... So this game is pretty buggy, especially the zombie AI. It gets really bad in some places. For example, the airport at the airfield location constantly has zombies clipping through things, and they even sometimes spawn in the foundation. Now, I don't have any specific solutions to this issue since I'm not a Roblox developer, but I think they should focus more on the zombie spawning and AI rather than adding new features. The next issue I'm going to talk about is the loot respawning. If you go into a high population server in Aftermath, you might notice that it's very difficult to find loot at high tier locations. This is because of how the loot respawning works. Rather than increasing loot spawns for higher player servers, it actually lowers them because of the 200-meter radius around the player that prevents loot respawns. This means that servers with a higher density of players get even less loot than they normally would. So the easiest strategy is just to go to empty servers and get gear to fight in high population servers. This isn't fun at all. And the obvious solution is to tie population to respawn timers. More players means faster loot respawns. The next problem is also something related to a feature rather than just like a bug or an oversight. The PvP in this game, unfortunately, isn't very good for a specific reason, and that is the third person. Now, I know that third person can be fun and it does look and feel nice sometimes, but this is a hardcore survival game. Hardcore as in you lose all your stuff when you die. So getting the advantage of peeking around corners with third person absolutely sucks sometimes. For example, in this video, I'm just killing everyone at the prison because I can see over this hill and nobody can see me. And yeah, I do have better gear than them, which does make them easier to kill, but I'm shooting them, so they're gonna die regardless. It doesn't make a difference. But you know what does make a difference? Being able to see them when they can't see me. And this goes both ways. You can see in this clip that the other person just kills me while I'm walking up the stairs because they can see me around the corner and I can't see them. It's a really bad idea to have third person in your hardcore PvP survival game. It just makes the PvP more unfair and incentivizes camping rather than actually interesting fights. And those are pretty much the main issues. They're pretty big and make the gameplay frustrating. And I do also want to mention the smaller ones. And by smaller, I mean they're either not that consequential or they'll probably be fixed since this game is still in early access. First small issue that I want to discuss is the models. They're a mix of low poly and high poly free models, and they look bad. They look bad when they're placed together. It's not consistent at all. But they're probably going to fix this. It's early access. They just haven't had time to flesh out the map. Another issue is that the game changes your sensitivity for whatever reason. And this is pretty annoying. It's not that bad, but I know what sensitivity I'm going to be using. So the game doesn't need to change it for me. And the last thing is the construction of the map. Unlike Dayz, all the high tier and low tier locations are sort of mixed with each other. This means that people with much better gear than newer players will just constantly run into newer players, which can be kind of annoying. I don't think it's a massive issue, but I think most people would prefer if there was a concentration of high tier monuments that you could go to so you don't constantly run into extremely geared players. And that's pretty much all the issues I have with this game. I think if at least the major ones could be improved, then this game would be way better and way more enjoyable. I know that some of these issues are going to be fixed since the game is in early access, but I also want to point out some of them because they might not be fixed. And not only that, but the game is being sold for a price and it has microtransactions. There are some good things about the game, like the cool atmospheric sting when you enter a location. Or the fact that zombies will all go to gunshots since they're loud. It is also one of the higher quality Dayz clones on Roblox, and it certainly has a lot of potential, so I'd really like to see some of these issues fixed. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say about the game. If you think I missed something or made a mistake, then please tell me in the comments, and if you want me to review another game, Roblox or not, then you can also put that in the comments. I'm probably going to review a Roblox game called The Fields next, and if you haven't played it, I highly recommend you do. It is not going to be a negative review. That game is really good. And if you've actually made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. Alright, bye.